What's going on, you guys? Spanking Guru back for some more, and this Battlefield right here, the long anticipated release of the map pack. This is Rush at Strike of Karkand. I am on defense. I go ham like quite a bit during the first part. I think I go on like an 11 kill streak, which is, you know, exceptional for me, especially like this time being my first maps. And oh yeah, rockets, baby. But one thing I definitely wanted to talk about was what I was just expecting was a just download the maps, and I guess the people at DICE wanted to swag it out and make it so that a huge patch update. And this is, I looked at like some of the patches that they're doing, and I've decided to make a commentary over it, you know, since considering I have like 10 minutes to talk over it. And so yeah, I think the gameplay is just going to speak for itself. It's weird how the Scar, I'm using it here, and that's going to be mentioned a little bit later. I guess I'll mention that, you know, when it comes to it. But there was a variety of patches. Single player got some patches, which is unheard of, that single player gets some things. I guess they were having some problems with it, so check to see that. Yeah, basically balance issues and also multiplayer upgrades. I'm basically going to talk about the important ones, just for the simple fact, the ones that are most effective, because some of them are just like making screenshots look better, like that, fixing like screening or, you know, disconnecting due to issues or stuff like that. So just search it up on Battlefield 3 patch and you'll get it, don't worry. But one thing I wanted to talk about was you see how I'm almost dying there. It leads into the first patch, and what it is so basically if you're in a gunfight and you have to reload your weapon, and instead, this is basically what I do, and instead you chuck your grenade, and say you're about to throw your grenade, and what ends up happening is your enemy ends up killing you. Instead of that grenade going to its intended target, where it's now going is it's going to be dropping right to the floor, which is bad if you're up close, because what ends up happening is if you think about it, when you're up close, it's going to be like Martyrdom, and when you're from afar, it's going to protect you. So overall, I think it's a good thing. This is the part where I really go ham in this little area. One thing that people definitely complained about, and I definitely talked about during a team deathmatch commentary, is let's see here, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, it was the spawns in TDM and squad deathmatch. They say they wanted to emphasize it on you being less away from your opponents, so I guess they're gonna spawn you in safer areas. I mean, the map is big enough, and look at this, I get lucky enough where they both like come right there. So a glitch where you couldn't kill somebody. Now I'm gonna mark this down. I'm gonna put a little like annotation on the screen where it'll take you to a video where it was like this huge glitch where what ended up happening is if you got revived or something like that a multiple amount of times, what ended up happening was you were like invincible. You didn't show up on the minimap when you were tagged, and you could take damage, but you could still kill somebody. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to experience like that god mode but I've seen it, you know, with people in the you know, in my games, and that is so annoying when you can't do that. Another patch, you can see the other team's explosives. So what that basically means is it's gonna mean like better protection when it comes to C4s on the ground with tanks, where instead of going over it, you know, you'll see it and you'll be able to shoot it, which, you know, could be for the better. This next patch is kind of big. I haven't really thought about it. I've kind of thought about this one quite a bit, you know, what this is gonna mean. What it basically is say you're in a gunfight. I think I turn around or I end up shooting somebody right here, and what usually ends up happening is like say you're in a fight with somebody, and you're in a gunfight, and what ends up happening is you end up killing them. If they're still able to get shots off just before they die, those bullets are still going to go to those intended targets. And one definite game where I think that this happens, and it's kind of frustrating, is Halo. And look at this fail right here. I think that's the wrong body, and I shoot over him. Oh my god. But so that's just an example of, you know, when, you know, you're trying to kill somebody, and what ends up happening is, you know, you kill him, but because you have such low health, when you take, you know, when you end up shooting him, he's able to fire some bullets back, so that ends up meaning that you die too, which means you're gonna get a lot more of that, which is really frustrating, even though you kill somebody first. There was actually some weapon upgrades. They made basically, they, you know, changed weapon balances and stuff like that. There was only 3 that really stood out. The other ones weren't, weren't really that important. Like, for example, there was one where it's the M60. The sound engine wasn't working for it properly. So what ended up happening is like you were getting the wrong sound or something like that. They ended up patching that, which I don't think is, you know, obviously I mentioned it now, but if I wasn't going to, you guys don't really need to know about that. One definite thing that when it comes to pistols is the 44 Magnum. So if you're a big fan of the 44 Magnum single shot, what ends up happening is they gave that a slight increase in damage, which should be a good news. Now they emphasize slight, which I guess slight means slight, you know, not make it, you know, the most powerful thing in the world, but I guess they decided to mention that. When it comes to guns, like the main weapons, the P90, the MP7, and the PDWR, what ended up happening to them is you can now fire and kill people from longer ranges than before. It says in the patch that, you know, they increase the range, which means you'll be able to kill people faster from farther away. You'll be able to reach people from farther distances, which is you know, maybe a bad thing with them because they are meant for up close and personal stuff. Alright, and finally the last thing before I sign off, the decreased, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the SCAR and stuff like that. Well, what they ended up doing was they decreased the maximum damage and maximum range of the G3 and the SCAR H. So it's weird that I'm using a patched weapon, and, you know, I'm still able to kill it. I honestly didn't know that, but I guess the maximum damage is up close and the maximum range, so they decreased it. So when they brought up the range of the other submachine guns, they wanted to bring these down because I guess they felt that these were the, you know, the best in class, even though they have, you know, a smaller clip size. So yeah, that's basically the back to Karkand. That's just basically the patches that came with it. Expect a video, I don't know, I guess tomorrow, I don't know, maybe I'll be on fire or something and pull out 2 videos. I got some clips that I can post that are really funny, plus like montages and stuff like that. It's just all coming soon. Just, I got exams, so, you know, that comes first before YouTube. Alright, so yeah, this game's coming to an end. They got like 3 tickets left. It shows my stats a little bit. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.